Welcome to this video on creating in-text and reference page citations for the APA 7th edition. Citation styles are rules on how to format the sources used in your paper. APA style was created and is updated by the American Psychological Association. The APA style is primarily used in disciplines like the sciences, which need to record methods, results, and discussions of research data. But check your assignment to ensure you're using the right style. These rules mean that your citations will follow a consistent format, so readers can use them to locate specific sources of interest. Your citations also provide evidence of your arguments and credit the author's original works. In-text citations should be included with any sentence where you paraphrase or quote information from a source. The parts that make up an APA in-text citation are the author's last name and the publication year, separated by a comma. Those elements should go in parentheses at the end of a sentence. If you are directly quoting words from the text, you should also include the page number or paragraph where that information is found in the text. If you include the author's name in the sentence, that is called a narrative citation. In this case, you need to include the year in parentheses directly after the author's name. If you include the author's name and a direct quote, the page number or paragraph goes at the end of the sentence in parentheses. If there are two authors for a source, you will include both names in parentheses with an ampersand. If there are three or more authors, you will include the first author's last name and the phrase et al. With a period. If there is no page number, list the paragraph number with PARA period and then the number. If there is no author, you should use the title of the source in uppercase. It should be shortened to a few words if it's a long title. This helps the reader locate that source in your references page. For more specific scenarios, you should reference an online toolkit such as the Excelsior Writing Lab or a paper APA handbook, which you can access at the library. Your references page should be at the end of your paper and will include details on every source you used in your paper. Let's look at a 3-step process for using a template to create citations for a references page. First, identify the type of source you're citing. Is it a book, website, scholarly journal article? This is a journal article from a database by Clayton, Kavanaugh, and Hetch in the Journal of Marketing for Higher Education. Second, we need to locate an APA citation template with the specific elements and formatting for that source type. This can be found online in a resource such as the Excelsior Writing Lab. On the left side, we need to locate the template that most matches our journal article. In this case, we can select article from a database. Here is an example of an APA template for an article from a database and a created citation. The third step is to use that template to create our citation. I've pasted the template into my paper, and for each element, I'm going to locate that information in the original source and format it to match. Our source has 3 authors, and the template tells us what to do with the author's last name, author's first and middle initials, and then the last names and initials of other authors, if there are any, and we have 3. So now I've inserted the author's names and I have formatted it with the matching punctuation from the elements and example. The next element is the date, and since we have the month and the year specifically, we're going to include both in parentheses and then end that section with a period. The next element is the article title, which only has the first letter of the first word and the first word after the colon in capital letters, and we've ended that section with a period. The next element is the title of the journal, and that is in italics, and that element has a comma at the end as we're going to continue and talk more about journal-specific information. The next elements are the volume number, which gets italicized, and the issue number, which gets put in parentheses. So we've taken volume 22 and issue 2 from our article and put a comma after that section. The next element are the page numbers, which are 182 through 205, and we end that with a period. There is a note in the box that says that if the article has a DOI, which is a digital object identifier, we should include that at the end of the citation. If you're not sure how to format that, we can look up another source, since it's not here in the Excelsior Writing Lab. According to the online APA style guide, this following example shows how to create a reference list entry for a journal article with a DOI from a research database. So we can use this beginning string, doi.org, and format the DOI from our article in this way. So I can go back to our journal article, scroll down a bit in the entry, and locate the DOI. And we can paste it into our citation with the https://doi.org, and then add that at the end to create our link for this particular article. And I'm going to end the citation with a period. The last thing I need to do is indent the following lines after the first to finish off my citation. I'm going to go to the end of the first line and hit enter, and then tab. And then tab the following lines in. And now we have a completed APA citation for this journal article from a database. To locate templates or guidelines on APA style, these are some recommended sources to try, and you can find the links in the description of this video. If you have any questions about citing sources in APA style, contact the library at our website at Library.Pace.edu.